Hafen easily overcomes all kinds of obstacles and takes strategically important positions, while the sturdy armor and fast firing gun contribute to its aggressive playstyle. But is that indeed the best playstyle for Hafen, the new Valkyria Chronicles tanks in WoT Blitz? I'm going to show you in today's video. Well, hello there ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe. Good to see you all back on the channel. We have the 4th Valkyria Chronicles tank review on the channel today, or maybe tomorrow. I'm not quite sure when I will be able to upload it. But churning out 4 reviews in just under a day. Lovely stuff. And why am I doing that? They are all available at the moment in the store. You can get the Hafen bundle for 10k gold, the complete big bundle with all the 4 tanks for 26.9k, Lupus, Edelweiss and Nameless all for 8,500 gold. So I'm going to talk about that as well, the pricing of the recent bundles for wargaming, and of course Hafen, the prime subject of today. And Hafen kind of looks like, yeah, it's a scaled down M4 Sherman, sort of has some FT17ish like suspension on it because the tracks are raised up at the front, the hull is angled back far more than it is actually on the real M4 Sherman. It has some funky bits on the turret, bit of a thingy at the back as well, you can see on the engine deck. Side skirts, bits hanging off of it. It looks good, it looks cute, it looks small, it is really small. It's in fact the smallest of the tier 7 mediums, a bit larger than an SP10 or T71. But I digress, I'm going to talk about that as well in the stats and numbers. And well, long-time subscribers of my channel know that I don't really care about the Valkyria Chronicles tanks, about the Helsing, the Dracula. I like to have tanks that are historically accurate, and this one just is not. But they are in the game, wargaming seldom, so yeah, why not make a review out of them, because people expect me to make one. I've decided to take it out for a spin, and no, it's a pretty good medium tank. You have to treat it like a tier 7 support medium in a second line role. That's the bottom line. Is it worth the price tag? No, I don't think it is. Why is that? 10k for tier 7? Come on, you can get other tier 7s from the store just easily. The Lupus, Edelweiss and Nameless are also available for 8.5, which is kind of steep in my opinion as well. You do get, of course, full equipment straight away, and it kind of depends on what you want to get in a tank. The traditional role for premium tanks was obviously credit grinding, and now with the removal of spare parts and timers, that is again very much possible and very much needed, because you need equipment to unlock all the slots from tier 1 to tier 3 or 9 of them. You get it fully unlocked for say just 1k gold more on the Lupus, the Edelweiss and the Nameless, and 2.5 for the Hafen. But then again, it is a tier 7 tank. You can get yourselves a tier 8 premium tank, which will give you more credits because they have a better coefficient for 7.5. So yeah, is it then worth buying it? I don't think actually, because of the fact that it's just really expensive. And if I take a look in the store, and I would like to take a look at, for example, a Panther M10, which has a very good credit coefficient as well, that's 4.7k, so Hafen is at the moment more than twice the price of a regular tier 7 premium medium tank. And for all intents and purposes, I can't really value that as worth the money. Is it a good tank though? Yes, it is still a good tank. If you want to have it, by all means, buy it. I'm not going to say you shouldn't, because it is a fun tank and it plays around fairly well. You can see the mobility is good. The gun is decent to good. It is, yeah, American tank, really. Anybody who has played an EZ8 M4A3E8 at tier 6, or the T20, or maybe the T23 E3, or a pattern. American tanks do a lot of stuff good. They don't really excel at anything, and you have to take that mindset into playing Hafen, because it does a lot of really good stuff, but it doesn't really excel at anything. But it has some nice little tricks up its sleeve. And after these stats, I'm going to show you that in the stats and numbers and in the armor profile using Blitz Hanger. So here we have that full list of stats for Hafen. You can see what I've done already. I've lined up my provisions, equipment, which I mount on Hafen at the moment. But then you can also see that it is not a tank that really relies on DPM, which is also the case with most of the American tanks. It is near the bottom half of the pack for the tier 7 mediums, and if you look at a tier 7 complete game, it is just above average, and in tier 8, yeah, not really brilliant. Penetration wise, I would go for calibrated shells because that boasts your penetration to 152. You would gain 173 in terms of DPM for a loss of 7 mils in penetration. Could be worth it if you are a bit ballsy, but I like to have 152 on my shells on AP for that truckload of IS5s, Defenders, IS6s, IS3s you will see in tier 8. And you've seen the ADOE's review, obviously, that has slightly better penetration base, so if you fit calibrated shells even better. That has problems against the front of a KV4. I think calibrated shells are the best option for Hafen and for ADOE's. The gun handling, fairly good. Base aim time, not too bad. Dispersion is goodish, but not brilliant. Dispersion factors, it's not the best in game, but I found the gun and the gun platform itself actually to be very stable. And the mobility, decent. Not brilliant, but decent. But you can see effective power to weight ratio, that's near the top of the pack. And on hard terrain, it moves about just fine, and it is, as said, the smallest of the tanks, the medium tanks in the game, of all the tier 7 mediums. Those special tricks that I mentioned are actually in the armor profile. So let's take a look at the 3D model. This is with the exterior modules, the gun and the tracks. And you can see that Hafen has a fair bit of spaced armor. It's not a lot, it's not really big, but it has it on the turrets with the mantlet and the shields, and it has it on the hull as well. And if you move it around and wiggle about and slightly side scraping it, look what happens on that side. 325, and if you side scrape correctly, 416, and even up to, on the back, above 600. And you have the tracks here as well, and then on the side of the armor 273 in terms of armor, you will catch a fair few shots of low tier and same tier tanks on your armor. And at front, it's not really thickly armored, but it's troll. It is rounded like the M4. You can see the driver's hatches over there and those ports. And these little shot traps over here, if you wiggle the tank, the hull around, and if you wiggle the turret around, what happens is that you will catch a fair few shots on these little bits over here, those on the left and the right hand side of the driver's ports. And your turret is actually pretty small, so -7 degrees is not brilliant. I would have liked to see 8, maybe even 10, but hey ho. You have a very thick mantlet, as you can see. It's spaced armor on the left and the right hand side as well. The front is, yeah, rounded. It can be penned, 140 dead on. But if you move up back, look at that, it's a rounded shape, 581. Well, hello, you can bounce ballsy shots and IS-50 152 shots. No problem whatsoever. So yeah, get it held down. But there's a bit of a catch with that 7 degrees of gun depression. You would think you would get more over the back. I have found actually that the gun depression over the back is fairly non-existent. It seems like -5 over here. But there's also a rack. This is the engine deck, but there's also a bit of a rack with bedrolls on it, which kind of denies you from shooting over the back. It hasn't got a crazy gun depression that the Cromwell B has. But it's something that you have to take into account. If you are getting chased by a red tank, it is hard to shoot over the back of your tank. So yeah, you have been warned. And I'm going to show you 2 more games. This one is a bottom tier game in Encounter on False Creek. Not very exciting, I apologize for that up front. But it shows that you can play it conservatively, maybe even a bit cautiously. maybe I'm a bit too cautious, but I've seen the lineup. They have an IS-3, they have a Tiger, which is a DPM machine, they have a Sand, which can go hold down. I've spotted him, shot him once, just leave him there. They have an ISU-152 and an SU-152, and I really don't want to get shot by them. I mean, 1170 hit points, that's good, but you can see what our leichte Kampfpanzer M41 90mm has done. He just went straight in, balls deep, got a few shots off, and got wrecked. Because he parked himself in the middle of the pack. And I'm taking a look at the map here, and I'm noticing all my heavies are around the bridge. We are going to lose the Tiger, and actually that Centurion is going to kill him. Take a look at the minimap. 8015 takes out the red Tiger. The Centurion is pushing in. He has 960 hit points left. He takes out the tank at 156. He loses 422. I track him. He loses a bit more. And a bit more. And pop adrenaline. And he's gone. Just why? Why? He pushed in. It wasn't even supremacy. There were so many tanks around him. I don't understand why he needed to push in. Our Lupus is now popping in as well. He takes out the IS. I can take out the T-34-1. I'm spotted. Hello, ISU-152. I know where you are now. You are spotted, so you are running away. I will try to flank you. And look at what's going to happen here. I get shot from the left. That's HE. And I turn around straight away because there's an IS-3 over there. Bye-bye. I'm not moving away. Two big tank destroyers are here. One of them is on the run. That SU-152 had just shot HE into my side. It got eaten by the tracks and maybe even a bit by the side skirts. And I can live with that damage roll that he did to me, even if I've done only 871 at the moment. But we're winning. And I like to believe that I did a good job by going in that middle area, spotting up for my team, and just being there. And that's maybe not the most exciting gameplay. But if I had pushed in aggressively on the flank where that IS-3 was in the end, then I maybe would have been shot by the SU-152 or the ISU-152, and they would have gone unnoticed. If I had pushed in like that leichte Kampfpanzer M41 90mm or a Bulldog, which is easier, then yeah, I wouldn't have been able to contribute to the game now. And even now am I still being quite cautious because that IS-3 is rolling in and he's getting completely wrecked. Put one shot through his lower plate, another shot through his side, and he then gets shot to pieces by the 8050. Is this brilliant gameplay? No. Is it solid? Yes, it is. We've won anyway, so that contributes to a win rate. And as you can see in terms of credits, just under 40k. It's not bad for this game. 1600 damage, 40k. Well, happy with that actually. And for this last game of the Hafen review, we're going to roll out on Yamato Harbor. My team is called A and B, and I was already thinking about going there. Luckily, the team changes their mind as well because some of them went towards C-Cap. And why would I want to go into A and B? I'm going to tell you, and that is because of the lineup. Regular subscribers know already that it's always a good thing to team up with at least one other tank, which will give you more DPM than basically any tank you will face if you can catch them out alone. And we have 3 heavies, 2 tank destroyers, and Reds have the lineup more suited to go into that mediums area. And here we have a T29 who has a dead driver who then gets tracked in place, sorry for the coughing, and who then gets tracked in place by the Cromwell. And I haven't lost a single hit point yet. My fellow Cromwell hasn't lost a single hit point yet. And we've managed to take out a KV2 and a T29. And we are capturing A, and we have captured B. That means we have to push as well now, take out this flank. I was thinking about going around the B cap actually until I spotted this SU-100. I could put a lovely high roll into him, and then the IS-2 finishes off. But we have to push now as well, because what we have done on the Reds team around the B cap, killing the T29 and the KV2 quickly. That's exactly what's going to happen now to our team. You can see Chuck Norris takes out the VK3601H. With still one tank up, we are losing a cap, and Chuck Norris also takes out our Helsing. And we're gonna lose now in terms of cap points, and that is worrying because I can see a full health Hafen still over there. Luckily the T43 is now being arrested by me and the brawl. That's a bit of lucky shot going in. But I don't mind. Still take it anyway. Bounce shot there from one of the red Hafens. IS-2 takes out the T43, but we are down on caps and we are in hit point distress. Not me so much, but my teammates are. And that AMX-40 just gets away. But you can see we're gonna lose the Cromwell here. Well played by Mr. Chuck Norris, who is going to take out the Cromwell in a combined effort with the other Hafen. But it's 12T, the AMX is on a reload now, so on the drive-by, shoot him in the lower plate, take him out. And I was hoping to get a shot on Conway in the Hafen. I shoot Chuck Norris instead. And he's playing a really good game. You can see what he's going to do here. He's going to try and protect his teammate. That's my main priority now. I want to take him out. I want to take that 7 hit point Hafen out. Lovely little bounce on the front plate over there. We can take Cal Conway out, and now I'm going to side scrape this little shot over there. And you can also see that armor profile. It is troll as hell, and if you can shove that mantlet into the face of a red Hafen or any other tanks with lowish penetration, so that's same tier and lower tier tanks, mediums and lights, you will bounce a fair few shots. It's not a brilliant side scraper and brawler. 730 is not a massive amount of damage blocked, but it gets the job done. It is a troll armor profile. You have to wiggle between shots and when you are brawling. And then you can do stuff like this. This is obviously an easy ace, 1149 in terms of damage. I expect it to go up. I think by the end of Thursday you would need at least 1300. But the game completely shows how you have to play Hafen. It is a really good medium tank, but play it second lines in support for the first half of the game to conserve your hit points. You are a very small tank, so use the terrain to your advantage. And remember that armor is troll, so wiggle it between shots and when brawling, lower or same tier. That's it for today. Hafen review from Valkyria Chronicles and WoT Blitz. My name is martindogger, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of this universe. I'll catch you all on the next one. Cheers and happy tanking!